Africa today needs trade, not aid. And so just, if you were to unpack that, for the sake of this conversation, when we say trade, not aid, for the sake of this, just look at it as the ability to do for self. Given Nestlé's purpose, which is to utilize or unlock the power of food in order to enhance quality of lives today and for the generations to come, how do you as Nestlé do this in such a way that leaves people feeling like they are able to do for themselves, that they are able to self-sustain today and for the generations to come? How do you do that?
I think, thank you so much, Lerato, and please don't even feel bad. The whole building calls me Conny. I always look at the
There you go.
I look at the mirror and I'm thinking, do I have a lot of wrinkles or what? I don't know what, but yes, you're not the only one. So for us, I think it's underpinned by what I said or what I mentioned earlier, which is creating shared value. And in creating shared value, we believe that it's not just about dumping things with people. It's about empowering people to be able to sustain themselves and be resilient, right? So in everything that we do, we make sure that it's not going to be a once-off. How are you going to keep this for yourselves? Even the different initiatives that we have, if we're going to address food security, we're not dumping you with seedlings, or we're not dumping you with a van full of vegetables and fruit, but we can rather give you seedlings, teach you on how to water your gardens. Once you're there, teach you on how to make an income for yourself, provide for your own family, provide for your neighbors, and also sell to the stores in the long run. So in that way, we know that it's trade, and it's not just an aid. So if we had to remove ourselves from that equation at any stage, you'll still be able to maintain that lifestyle and to provide for your family and have a better livelihood.
So it sounds like training is at the epicenter and the heart of that sustainability.
Yes. So in our empowerment, it's that skills training, skills development, If, like I said, if it's in the dairy space, how do we then make sure that the farmers know how to do this better?
That's it.
Versus now sending a delegation of experienced or experts into your community, and then from there we go. But then how do we impart that knowledge to our beneficiaries for them to even be able to do that even further?
Thank you very much. Kate, when I think of Interwaste management or Interwaste holdings as at large, the thing that comes to mind is environmental impact immediately. When I think waste management is environmental impact. But I know that you guys also do a lot of work in the communities, as we saw there as well. How do you decide which initiatives to embark on? Because yours was quite broad. I mean, we saw sanitary towels, we saw school initiatives, we saw so many different things. What is that matrix, that criteria? Someone is smiling back at you. How do you quite literally decide? Because I'm sure there's a lot of companies here or people who are self-employed who very much would love to know, to say, if I've got a very, very, very strong value proposition that I'm wanting to introduce, what sort of matrix are you going to be looking for in order to, support my initiative?
So Rajat is smiling at me, our HR director, and we've debated this. And I think, this is a lady who serves greatly from the heart. So we've steered clear of having, sort of, as I said, a one-size-fits-all, because we have different strategies for different things. So we do less donations now because we don't want to do the handout. So it's to your point about the sustainable impact. Certainly, we do have education. But I think we're both incredibly passionate about education, and it talks to long-term empowerment and sustainability. So where there's education opportunities and women empowerment, really focused about trying to transfer skill and create those little incubators where people could then go and create their own businesses. That is a priority. I mean, that excites us. Where we can use our own skills, I think our big one and our big learning is projects we get involved with where we are using our own skills. We are a waste management business. We can't be everything to everyone. Yes. So where we're involved, where we use our own expertise, and that's why these collaborative platforms are so good. We're the waste experts. Let us focus on what we're good at. You're good at yogurt. You're good at that. those things are much more sustainable, have bigger impact. So those things we've got more and more involved in because they have that 1 + 1 + 1 = 4 impact. So, but we've still steered clear. We've still kept some of the projects that are close to our heart because of where we operate. We don't operate in Sandton. We're often in less desirable places and harder communities where people just need some basic day-to-day help. So we've kept some freedom for engaging directly with communities, and they have various needs. But I think around education, women empowerment, and predominantly around waste, where we can help use waste or transfer waste or convert waste to wealth, where we're showing people or helping them reimagine what waste could be. That's important to us, yeah.
Perfect. Thank you very much. I'm going to move over to Leanne. Leanne, Danone is about one planet, one health. And yours is about delivering health through food. Love it when you say, that you empower women farmers who are leading the herd. I don't know if I read this somewhere or whether you said it. It was actually titled somewhere, Women Farmers Who Are Leading the Herd. So smart. Once you have signed, there was a particular farm that you are supporting. Once that contract was signed and the production was now underway, what else do we do beyond that to ensure that the sustainability is fully and truly realized? I know that you spoke about internal specialists that are coming on board from a procurement point of view, marketing, etc. But how long? I'm trying to establish, where do you start and where do you actually end? And that speaks to the whole idea of people being self-sufficient.
Yes. I first of all want to laugh at myself because I seldom stick to the slide. So I think you read it. I don't think I said it. So good reading. So, in the case of Amadlelo Agri and this incredible partnership where we've now officially secured 10% of our milk supply from this emerging farmer in the Eastern Cape, and the dairy name that you're looking for, this is the one I need help with pronunciation, but I believe it's pronounced Nocha Dairy. So the idea is very much to follow through with this. I mean, I don't think that it sounds like what we're doing is easy. Yes, we've secured 10% milk supply with an emerging farmer, go Danone. It's really not like that at all. It took a huge amount of work and investment to get this group of people and this supply system up to speed, to the standard that we needed to be able to be signed on as a consistent source of milk. And that took a huge amount of investment and input from our side. And so, the first thing I just wanted to land is that it's not a case of we change our minds, we move suppliers, we behave like this, because the amount of investment that went in now needs to pay dividends, So it is unlikely that there would be a switch because of already what's been invested. So now we've gotten this supplier up to speed. We're very proud to have signed them on. Where to from here? And in fact, Danone is committed to a ongoing partnership, in particular to lead the women of the Mocha dairies. And so, for example, we had them over to our offices in June. We flew the team of women up. There were 9 women altogether, where we showed them the value chain of what we do. And we gave them exposure to all the different functions of our business. So, a factory tour so they can see for themselves exactly how this milk gets processed into the yogurt that we eat at the end of the day. Trade visits, to go into trade with our commercial teams and see that exchange of contracts, negotiations, how the product actually gets sold and what it looks like in trade. Food waste management, so what happens when a product doesn't sell on shelf, and then how that product gets treated after it's past its best before date. Finance systems, even commercial marketing ideas, so how do we market the product to make it more desirable, to ensure that it sells, to ensure this consistent supply of milk, and why they play such a role in ensuring that continuity. So the program itself is robust. It literally takes years to set up, kick off, from initiation all the way to signing up, and now the ongoing support and upliftment, particularly for the women, because it's just not in our interest to pull out now. We need to sustain it, and we need them to sustain it with us. And so together, this becomes, it really is about business continuity. They became a reliable source of milk supply where there wasn't one before. And that means an incredible amount to our business. And so that's why it's as well in their interest as ours to be able to sustain this partnership.
Just out of interest, how long did it take to secure this partnership? When you talk years.
Yes, we're talking at least 3 years from the first sort of contact that was made. And now, as you know, this has been official as of December, so that was a really great milestone. And in this time of 6 months, we've already had 2 engagements with the team where we've flown them up, given them extra training, and sort of they go back and hopefully entrench what they've learned in their community. So, yeah. And in so doing, I mean, we've estimated that if we're counting impact, this is something I learned just now, that we should really define the impact by supporting Nocha dairies, pronunciation disclaimer, we actually supporting the livelihood of 1,200 families in that area, just by ensuring that there's that consistent sort of push and pull of milk and cash to be able to sustain that farm. So, yeah, it takes its time, but once you're in, because it was worth the investment.
Perfect. Yeah. Thank you very much. Navisha, you need to make it make sense. Snacking made the right way?
Absolutely.
All right, so let me ask it from this point of view. So we spoke about, the power of food. There was mention about delivering health through food. And then you come and you say, let's snack while we're at it. And then so the question that I initially had for you is to say, what does snacking made right look like? But then you shared that. You spoke about active play, you spoke about healthy habits. But, there's something that Kate said in her presentation that speaks to the circular economy. And the circular economy, the major contribution there is about input. What you put into it, it's got to be made right from the get-go, right? And so my question to you is to say, with the snacks that you produce, how much of that made right is actually in the input?
Yes, I think, for us, it's very deliberate. It's very conscious, it's very intentional. That whatever we do as a business, we do it with the perspective of snacking made right. And that comes from the beginning, from ensuring that the farmers who are producing the cocoa are earning a sustainable income. It's about ensuring that there are monitoring systems on these farms that are dealing with issues of child labor, for example. And then it's right through the entire supply chain, through the manufacturing, making sure that at our factories, we are very intentional about waste. We're very intentional about saving electricity, about saving, about not putting out carbon into the environment. And then if you go to the next stage, it's about getting consumers these high quality products which they are spending their hard-earned money in buying, ensuring that the quality of those, it's great. And it's what they are wanting from a product and wanting for those intentional snacking moments. And then going to the post-usage scale as well, to ensure that our products are made with packaging that's recyclable. We have a target as a business to ensure that by 2025, all our packaging is recyclable. And we're there. We're almost there as a sub-Saharan Africa business unit. So it's those steps that go right from the beginning of the development of the product through the stages to eating the product and enjoying it. And then what happens? There's still something there at the end of the day. And then making sure that that product is also treated in a rightful manner.